Welcome back to Baseball Rambles, everybody. Hope you're all doing awesome, staying safe, getting excited. The summer has started. That's right. And that means a lot of moves coming up for Major League Baseball as we approach the trade deadline. And the big question will be, will the Toronto Blue Jays be sellers? I really hope so, and sellers in a big way. And in doing so, we might as well get the ball rolling and talk about Vladdy Guerrero Jr. That's right. If the Jays were to trade him away, a team's going to get a year and a half of Vladdy. He's willing to sign a big extension as well if he's comfortable with that team. And he is still young, 25 years young, and having not a bad season, but just not the seasons that we expected out of Vladdy Guerrero. Maybe there just was too much hype for him. But needless to say, the numbers he's putting up is certainly going to net the Toronto Blue Jays a decent return. Right now he's got a 277 average, 8 home runs, 31 ribbies, a slugging at .401, and an OPS of 764. He's one of the leaders among first basemen, and that's why teams will get aggressive. The Jays' asking price, rightly so right now, is ridiculous, but I suspect as the trade deadline approaches, that ridiculousness will lower, and the trade will get a little bit more realistic for both teams. But anybody who makes trades for the trade deadline, the teams that buy these players and make the trades for them always seems to overpay. Sometimes it works out for both ways, like the Juan Soto deal. Look at the way he's producing in New York. But the Jays could get some significant return for Vladdy Guerrero, maybe even 2 top 100 prospects. Yeah, that's right. And there's really 3 teams that are starting to narrow in, and the leaks have come out that they are talking to Toronto. I'm not saying any traction will come, but if Vladdy Guerrero is moved, I think it's going to ultimately come down to these 3 teams. Third being the Atlanta Braves, just because they've made so many trades and great trades, they still have leverage with decent prospects. And that relationship with Alex Anthopoulos and Vladdy Guerrero could get that deal done and really make Atlanta a crazy powerhouse. But I think they have enough decent talent on the field that I'm not sure if that will get done. And it leads me to believe that the latter of these 2 teams will be the teams that get aggressive and maybe make the trade for Vladdy. And that's going to be either the Minnesota Twins, who started making the rumblings, and the most aggressive team to date, the Chicago Cubs. And the big question with the Cubs is, will they really get into moving their top prospects? We don't want somebody who's on the field struggling this year with a lot of prospect. If we're going to get this deal done, we want a stud. We want a top 100, somebody that we can get really excited about, and a plethora of other minor league players to maybe surround it. And maybe the Jays kick in somebody for the bullpen to help Chicago make that postseason run. So right now I'm leaning towards the Chicago Cubs. Been very public that they're the most aggressive team on there, but don't count out the Minnesota Twins or the Atlanta Braves. Let me know what you think. Do you think Vladdy's going to get traded out? Do you think these 3 teams are realistic? As we get closer to the trade deadline and traction picks up, we'll get a little bit more in-depth on this vlog and maybe name some of the potential minor league pieces that the Toronto Blue Jays could get in return for Vladdy. But right now, Atlanta Braves, Minnesota Twins, and Chicago Cubs seems to be leading the way for Vladdy's services. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll ramble on soon. Take care, everybody.